Welcome back to Rudy's 1/6 World for episode 13 of our new figure showcase, where I'll be doing a quick review / posing session with the newest addition to my collection. And we're dipping back into the Damtoys Gangsters Kingdom line, and today's review will focus on the two of Spades, aka Nelson. And as mentioned previously, this is a Damtoys original line where they're creating these hyper-stylized caricature versions of celebrities and athletes and putting them into this world of rival gangs. So today we're looking at Nelson, who is based on actor and athlete Vinnie Jones, who I'm sure you'll recognize from movies like Gone in 60 Seconds and Snatch. And of course he also did have a soccer career before that, so a very distinctive person, I would argue, that everybody would remember once you've seen him. And someone, at least that for me, was highly memorable in the roles he's had. So little summary story-wise on where we are. The Jack of Spades, Ogier, is on the run, and it looks like his next stop is to Brazil, where his stepbrother is living, and that stepbrother is Nelson, the two of Spades, who was trying to be a professional baseball player, but ultimately wanted to be in the gang, although his stepfather gave him a relatively low rank, thus the two of Spades. So, not much there, but a really strong, or a really interesting setup for our imaginations to kind of go wild. Now, this is not the original version of Nelson that was released. That version, I think, is almost impossible to get at this point, and when I have seen him come up on eBay, he is super expensive. And this version isn't cheap either, to be honest, but I did get lucky and I had an opportunity to pick him up for a decent price, and I couldn't pass on him. So this one is another convention exclusive with some key differences from the original. Also, while I'm not usually someone that gushes over boxes, I do have to note that these are pretty nice, with a wraparound backdrop included that actually works well to create some diorama-like elements. However, the highlight to me is the playing card that comes with these. Cardstock is really great, and the illustrations on the card itself is nice. And like I said, it would be great to get a full set of playing cards when all is said and done with this series. So let's take a look at the figure and the general package, and he has some nice accessories overall. Although, like is always my complaint, I do wish he included a stand, although he's really easy to pose and stands well on his own, so it's not absolutely necessary. But I would always appreciate the stand to try and get some dynamic poses going. Now, looking at his accessories, let's start off with his baseball bat, which is a really nice piece. The original was silver, while this one has a nice gradient from black to gold at the tip. And as an added bonus, the bat is metal. So it's really nicely painted and includes some good work around the handle, creating the impression of leather-like grips, although it is painted and not fabric. And the bat has a really nice decal in it as well. And as with most Gangsters Kingdom figures, the tip of the bat does come with some red paint, creating the illusion of blood splatter. So this is clearly one of Nelson's go-to weapons. He also comes with a gas can, which the original did not include. And this is also a really nice piece. It's good. It's got good embossed text noting the 20-liter fuel designation, as well as standard warnings. And the cap does come off and hangs on a plastic strap, just like a real fuel container would. And the front of the canister is also painted nicely to show all the residue on the front, which is probably reminiscent of oil or something having been on the tank before. He also does come with a flask. It's a gold flask, which matches the back color nicely, and it's detailed with a leather-like wrap around it, giving it some nice texturing. The cap also does open, so again, if you do want to display the figure taking a sip of whatever's in the flask, you can pop the cap off and make it look as real as possible, which is also a nice touch. Besides that, he has a silver watch with a sticker face, but the band itself is nicely detailed, although once you put the accessory on, not sure you'll be noticing too much, but nice to see Damtoys not skimp out on even a small piece like that. Next, he comes with his glasses, and I believe these are the same style that Ogier came with, just with a gold frame again, to match this color scheme they have going for this particular figure. And just like with Ogier, I really like the glasses and the plastic they used for the lenses. It really does look good on the sculpt and works well with the figure overall. And finally, he comes with two additional hands. The first is again a very Gangsters Kingdom feeling accessory, giving someone the universal FU hand gesture, just like with Ogier. It's funny because I don't remember any figure other than these actually including that as an alternate hand. I know some people have been funny with their Iron Man figures and have used the posable hands to create the gesture, but this one is 100% specific meant for that. And it matches the attitude that these are all supposed to have. And when he comes, and then he does come with a gripping hand for a gun, which interestingly enough seems like a waste. The original version did include a shotgun, however the exclusive omitted that. So I guess it's nice to have the hand regardless. Now Damtoys does sell a lot of weapons, so I might be tempted to pick something up for him to use. But now let's look at the figure and start with the sculpt, which again is supposed to be based on actor Vinnie Jones. And even with the caricature nature of these, I dare anyone to tell me that that's not Vinnie Jones. And I just really love the stylized look of these. I do feel like it does mean these figures get a bit of a pass, because it's not like Hot Toys, InArch, or even X06 where I'm trying to compare the actual pictures of the characters and pointing out potential issues. Here it's just meant to look like them, but clearly not be an exact replica, which alleviates some of that pressure on the sculpt and lets you just enjoy it for what it is. And this looks great with the mohawk and the really stern expression, and even though it is a caricature, even the eyes are done remarkably well, as is the paintwork on the overall face, including details like his earring. As for the clothing, he comes with a gold cross and an actual metal chain, and it looks great with some elaborate detailing for the cross itself. And then this version comes with a black and dark red jacket, which just really looks incredible. Even the buttons say damn, so great detail work there. The hoodie is black and gray and looks great, and the pants are washed out black. That feels really good, ending with his sneakers, which again are really well done. And like with Ogier, they even detailed the treads on these, so it's really outstanding work, focusing on details that not everybody's going to really pay attention to. The jacket also does have some decals on the leather-like sleeves that visually pop, but the highlight for me has to be the embroidered patch on the back. It's really nicely done, and it shows a Reaper with the phrase Death Baseball. It's big, and again, it just really pops and stands out. And it's interesting because it's on the back of the figure, so who's really going to ever notice it? But they didn't skimp on it, and if you did want to pose him where you could look at his back, you're going to get this great decal. Not even a decal, sorry, this great patch there. Also on the plus side, I've been posing him for a bit, and the sleeves haven't shown any signs of splitting, cracking, or deterioration, so hopefully that continues, since the jacket looks amazing and I would hate to lose it. So overall thoughts on this figure. I think he is a really great addition to the line. I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to get him, especially since I'm jumping into this line at such a late point in time. Also, not sure if this is going to be a controversial statement amongst Gangster Kingdom fans, but I think I like the exclusive more than the original. The color scheme just pops for me, so again, I'm really happy that I was able to get this version of him. Articulation-wise, I really like these Damtoys bodies, since it feels like you can really achieve some great poses. And even with his jacket, you can still bend the arms well and achieve some nice positions with the arms that still look natural. I think ultimately that's what sets these figures apart as well. One, they're visually striking. People notice them because they're different. But two, with the articulation, you can really have fun posing these guys. So far, pose-wise, these have been a lot of fun to just set up. Even the FU hands, I mean, I have a pose of him and Ogier basically flipping each other the middle finger. And it's just hilarious to do that, and you can't help but laugh at the fact that here I am with 6 scale figures having them pose with middle fingers aimed at each other. Actually, the only figures that have had this ease to pose so far have been the X06 ones, which use a pretty nice body. So whatever body they're using for them is definitely on par with Damtoys, which I think is great. Also, all the accessories and the layers of clothing really give you a lot of flexibility in terms of your display options. And as far as the accessories, these are really great, and they work well with the figure and look good either on the figure or in their hands. So package-wise, I love what Damtoys did here, and I love the small details that really let you create a story with these figures. And that's not to say that Damtoys hasn't done a good job laying down the foundations of a great story here. So I'm already looking forward to what Part 3 brings. But like I said in the Ogier review, I love that these figures give us the opportunity to be creative and not locked into a set narrative. Like with my MCU figures, we've seen the movies, they're fun to pose, but you know the story you're trying to recreate, or a key scene in a movie or an image. For Gangsters Kingdom, you can really let your mind go wild, thinking about all the adventures going on and kind of how you can pose these figures in a unique manner. This line, for me, continues to impress, and it was so good that I dove in pretty deeply. So I basically just tried to pick up as many as I could as quickly as I could, which is surprising because normally I'm really patient when it comes to buying figures or jumping into lines, since I don't really need to be a completist. but I'm in for this line. I have the latest two on pre-order, and I keep hunting down deals to close the gap, although I feel like now I'm starting to get into the really pricey ones on the secondary market. So I can't just jump straight in, although if I could, I'd just buy them all now. That's how good they are. And I think it's a testament overall to how good Damtoys has made these. I know they don't appeal to everyone. These are clearly not as popular as Star Wars, Marvel, or DC figures, or even, I would dare say, even the Star Trek figures, which is kind of a shame because they really are a great package and they're great figures. So even though they're not super popular, I really love them. And I think they're skyrocketing to be some of my favorite figures in the collection. So as far as Nelson, great figure and great second character in the line. I really don't have anything negative to say about this one, which I think might be a first for my reviews. Do I worry about the longevity of the jacket? Definitely a little bit, but I am in the Northeast, so I'm hoping that the cooler temps help preserve the jacket for a little bit longer. But other than that, this one is a home run, and I'm glad to add him to the collection. And if you are thinking of getting him or get an opportunity and really think it'd be something you'd be interested in, I would say go for it. So that's a wrap for now. Let me know your thoughts if you do have Nelson, and if you have the original, how do you think he compares to this exclusive? And as always, thank you for watching and spending a little time with me on these reviews. And if you are enjoying the content and feel so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll touch base on the next video.